Hello everybody, welcome to Story Time in the Garden with Tracy. Let's do our acknowledgement to country. We say hello land, reach down, touch the ground. Hello sky, reach up high. Hello me, give yourself a hug. And hello friends. Are you waving? I'm waving to you. Okay, now we haven't got what's in the box, but we have got what's in the shell. I'm just trying to find if there is anything in the shell or not. What do you think might be in there? In a shell. What's in the shell? What's in the shell? I wonder what it could be. What's in the shell? What's in the shell? Let's take a look and see. Oh, can you see? It's a snail. Hello? Hello? I think there might be one in the story today. But before we start the story, I've got the biggest hat on today. It's a bit like a snail shell. We've got a book that's been dropped into me, Mr. Snail, and there's a limerick in it about a snail. So I thought we'd read that first. I'll leave the snail to sit here beside us. So Matt dropped this in, 2 books, one verses, Maitland versus Poets, and another one called Limerick Lunacy. I have to pick that. Oh, it's a very little book. That was marking my page, but we'll still find it. I need to put on my glasses. What colour today? And do you know why I'm wearing red today? Because red is the first colour in the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Can you see the red? I think we've got a rainbow here. It's a bit upside down. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Okay, let's see if we can find this limerick about a snail. Here it is. A limerick is a little bit like a funny poem. A crooning old snail they called Mac loved Sinatra and Burt Bacharach, but his voice was low grade, so his wife got a spade and gave her poor hubby a thwack. Oh dear, look at that snail. I feel a bit sorry for him if his wife's giving him a thwack with the spade. These are funny made up ones to make you laugh. Now, I don't think that's going to happen in the story today. Let's find out. And that Limerick Lunacy is by Annie Dennerly. And she's got lots of lovely limericks with beautiful drawings in it. And they're quite funny. Today's story is called The Rainbow Snail. I nearly have to take my hat off, it's so big. Written and illustrated by Robin Neal. Okay, here we go. There's the rainbow snail. And again, and this is written for my grandson Joshua. Once there was a small, brown, ordinary snail who thought he was just very plain, very slow, and not much good at anything at all. Everywhere he looked, he saw beautiful creatures doing useful or interesting things. And he wished he could be useful or interesting or beautiful, just like them. I might move that book out of the road so we can see it better. So he thinks the butterflies and the dragonflies are beautiful, and he doesn't think he's beautiful at all. Why can't I be colourful and beautiful like the ladybird? Said the snail. There's the ladybird up there with her beautiful spots. Or the butterfly. There's the butterfly with all its beautiful colours. Hard to turn the pages on this one. Or maybe the dragonfly, he thought to himself. So he thinks the dragonfly's beautiful, the butterfly's beautiful, the ladybird's beautiful, but he doesn't think he is. So he asked other creatures like the beetle crawling over and under the rocks and twigs as he passed by. But the beetle only told him not to be so silly as he scurried past. So he didn't want to answer any questions about why he wasn't beautiful. And the centipede was in far too much of a hurry going about his business to even answer. Here he is down here, crawling very quickly. Does the snail go quickly? No. Nor did the bright green grasshopper answer as he sprang quickly away and out of sight. The grasshoppers can move very fast. They're pretty green too. The snail looks so sad. Then he asked his friend the spider, "Why can't I be colourful or beautiful or interesting like the ladybird, the butterfly or the dragonfly?" The spider told him everything has its special place and not to worry, as she finished repairing her web for her evening meal. So the little snail thought and wondered about what the spider had said as he hid under his bush and waited. So everything has its special place. That's a very wise spider. One day it grew very dark and grey. Black clouds appeared and heavy raindrops, one or two at first, and then many more. The ladybird, the butterfly and the dragonfly all quickly found places to hide while the rain came down. I need my rain stick today, don't I? But the little snail looked at the rain and he smiled. He ventured out from the safety of his bush and into the rain. He's going out into the rain. When at last the sunshine started to peek through the clouds once more, he saw his reflection in a nearby puddle. All the colours of the rainbow now glistened and shone brightly where his silver trail had been. So he'd gone out in the rain and he's left a silver trail, and the water from the rain has made it colours of the rainbow show through. How beautiful is that? When the ladybird, the butterfly and the dragonfly finally crept out from their hiding places, they saw the beautiful rainbow of colours shining on the grass. They were all surprised and amazed at what the little snail had left behind him. How beautiful is that? In that moment, even though he was plain and brown and very, very slow, he knew he could be colourful and beautiful, and he wasn't ordinary anymore. He looks much happier, doesn't he? And as his friend the wise spider repaired her web, she smiled to herself, because she knew that every creature is special and clever in its own way, even a blowfly. Did you see that flying around with the snail? And that was why the ladybird, the butterfly and the dragonfly gave him the name, the rainbow snail. There's the rainbow over the snail. And that's the end of the story. That was a lovely story. He was very sad. At first he thought he wasn't beautiful or interesting, but everyone is in their own way. So, I'm just checking that I didn't miss a page there. Oh, I did them all. It's a lovely story. Now, I've got another book here by Roald Dahl, and it's called James's Giant Bug Book, because I found out some interesting things about snails. It's called Snailed It. Did you know that snails are part of the mollusk family, which also includes shellfish, octopus and squids? And did you know that almost all snail shells spiral in a clockwise direction? That might be back to front when you're looking at the filming. A snail's pace. They're one of the slowest creatures on Earth. Common garden snails have a top speed of 45 metres per hour. Takes an hour to go 45 metres, which is less than this driveway, I would say, wouldn't it, Steph?
Yep,
Probably the length of this driveway. And it takes it an hour to do that. And I thought these were antennas, but they're long tentacles. And you'll find that the snail's eyes are on the end of the long tentacles. So he has two long ones, which he has the eyes on, and the smaller tentacles, two more smaller ones, help them feel their way around. And towards the front of the mantle, you'll see a hole. The slug opens and closes this hole to breathe in the air. So that's there. However, oh, that's a slug. I've gone onto the slug page. They're quite... What's the difference between a slug and a snail? A slug does not have a shell. That's the main one we see. But I think there are slugs in the garden as well as snails. Did you know a snail has a foot? He has 1 foot the whole length. It's a band of muscles that contract and expand to create a rippling movement that propels the snail forward. And they have teeth. I didn't know that. They have a ribbon-like tongue called a radula, which contains thousands of tiny teeth, and it works by ripping food into little pieces. I think that's why they rip holes in my plants. Do you think so? I'm glad that fell down, because behind it I have found something else. There's my 2 books. I better put the books over there. And on top of here we have a rainbow bag. I'll put you over there too, Snail. Well, actually I might have to put you right over here, because I'm running out of space. Put it there. Now, a rainbow bag. It's quite pretty. And inside I've got squares that are red, orange, yellow, green, blue. We haven't got indigo, violet, and I've also got pink, which is not technically in the rainbow. And then we've got all these little circles. So you can play a game and put all the orange ones in the orange square and the red ones in the red square. I could put them on the rainbow. Green ones on the green rainbow colour, and purple. I could do all sorts of things, couldn't I? Now, do you remember in the story that snail left a rainbow trail? This all looks like a rainbow, doesn't it? And I've got a rainbow bird bath there as well. But I've also got a box. So we better do what's in the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Wonder what it could be. What's in the box? What's in the box? Let's take a look and see. Now, Steph, if you come over this way a little bit, just so you can see it better. Under the box, we've got a snail, just like the one in the story. Now, I'm going to see if I could very carefully make a rainbow trail with this snail. So it took me a long time to work it out, so we'll see whether it works. Oh, there he goes. Can you see what he's made? A rainbow trail. I made him with some tape, and I had to draw the rainbow colours on the tape. I think it worked pretty well. He's only got 2 antennas here, which should be his eyes, now that I've read the book, because I made the snail before I read the book. So, that's my own rainbow snail. Now, I'm just going to see if that... Do you know what this is? I have to show you this because we've got some of these growing in the garden today. And it's called a snapdragon. And it's called a snapdragon because if you squeeze it...
Maybe side on, Tracy.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You squeeze it, it snaps open. I used to play with them when I was a child. My mum must have grown them in her garden. We might see if we can find some in the garden because I'm going to go looking for any snails. See if we can see any snails in the garden. If you can see me under this big snail hat. Okay. Oh, I found a rainbow. That's Gilbert Henry. You've still got all your scarves on. And it's way too hot for those today. I think we might have to start taking them off. Can you see on Gilbert's head? Do I need to turn him round?
No, we can see.
It's a little snail. And you've still got your bee there, Gilbert, and Sean the sheep. I think I'll have to take off some of those scarves today. Now, let's see if we can find any more clues. I'll take my watering can with me. I can't see a snail, but I think I can see where one might have been. Look, in my lettuce. Oh, that's my beetroot, sorry. But in my lettuce as well. Eating holes. It could have been a snail or a slug or a caterpillar. I wonder. Look at the broad bean plant. That's growing very high now. I think they might turn into broad beans that we can eat, those flowers. Now, oh, that's moving. We've got our pinwheel moving. I want to see if I can make it move faster. I can do this because it's a plastic one. You ready? That makes it move fast, doesn't it? A water wheel now. And that one too. Yes. And I'll water while I'm here. And oh, here are the snapdragons in all sorts of colours now. Even these two weren't growing very well at all, but they're growing and flowering too. I'll give them some water. And even, can you see the roses? They're starting to bud. Lots of roses on this one. Got to be very careful of roses because they have thorns. So you can't get too close. Now, have we found any more snails? Oh, look at that big caterpillar. And the butterfly, but no snail. Another rainbow bird bath. And a huge ladybird. Can you see the ladybird there? I better not water the ladybird. And the frog's out of the frog pond. Look, he's there. And another bird bath. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Lisa KV. Look at her strawberries. They've started to grow, but something's been eating one. Do you think that's a snail? Could be a snail. But we've got a few more, so maybe I'll get to eat one. Can you see the strawberries growing? There's one over there as well. So it's come a long way since the rabbit was eating the plant, wasn't it? Now, it's looking pretty good. I think now I'm going to get my... Oh, what is this? Do you know what it is? A magnifying glass. And I'm going to go looking in the garden for snails. And maybe... Oh, goodness gracious me. It's not a snail. That's the hugest caterpillar I've ever seen. I think that's the very hungry caterpillar's back. Better watch all my plants. Well, tomorrow if it rains, because they say it might be going to rain tomorrow, have a look out after the rain and see if you can see any snail trails and some rainbow colours in them. Bye everybody. See you next time.